GM. Trade of the day. Last day of the month, so a couple things here. Right. There is going to either be a move up, which I think would probably have a target up around here in over the next several days, which would be based around a positive QRA announcement and or some positive Fed announcement. So in a really simple sense, I think the way the market moves over the next week, you got the start of the month. So if Bitcoin is able to break above this level that it's in right now, and especially above this previous swing high, so if Bitcoin's able to close above that swing high, would be an MSB on the and around the 67k level, which is an important volume profile level. If Bitcoin closes through there, I expect that it will make its way to this order block. Not in one go, it'll probably consolidate for a bit, but that will be the general direction that I would expect to see it move in, right? And so breaking and holding above this level would be a directional target to move towards filling in this gap. It's a little bit, it's very similar to what happened in the previous couple of weeks, especially over here, where we saw selling on Monday, selling on Tuesday, selling on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, the market was so conditioned to selling that when we had the, what was Thursday? Thursday was GDP. Yeah, Thursday was GDP data. The market was expecting lower, couldn't go lower, boom, up it goes, bounces up, fills in the gap, moves to new highs. And the same thing happens over and over and over again. It's just like over here, right? With Thursday, it is sell off and everyone's bearish, then it holds up, we rally higher. The market has had a bearish Monday, a bearish Tuesday, and more of a neutral end to Tuesday going into Wednesday. So whether it's today or tomorrow, I expect to see price probably move higher. But that's not a target for, it's not saying get long now because you don't have any confirmation. This could be the higher low forming. If not, the higher low form's there. And a couple of things I want to look at are the next couple of days and the start of the next month. Because one of my rules is I don't open new swing trade positions at the end of a month. Because when we go into August, if you're holding a position right at the beginning of August, the worst place to hold a position. Because August is going to have some kind of down move and some kind of up move, right? There's going to be some kind of wick, generally, on both sides of that candle. So it's not a great place to be holding a position moving into. And that's why I'll be looking at, first of all, taking a position if we see that break. But for me, it would initially be just targeting a move up towards those highs. And I could see the start of August, if it does start green, having some kind of move up and then dropping back either into a double bottom over here or down to a higher low at 64, right? So I think that the beginning of August is probably going to see some downside if we move up today. If we move down today, right, if we dump, then I think that we're going to go into August and we're going to set that low somewhere around this 63 or 64k area, right? So that area, if we do move lower today, will be what I'm looking at. If we start to move lower today, I'd be less inclined to short it really, because the lower we go from here, the closer we're getting to the area where I want to be buying. And if we move up, I would chase the long initially, but I wouldn't hold this and think, oh, that's the perfect entry away to the moon. We're never going to pull back. I do think that August will have some kind of pullback to either a double bottom at 65.7 or we go to 64. So 65.7 and 64 are your two levels where I see the eventual bottom forming here, right? Somewhere in this area and somewhere in this current area, which could extend all the way across. I think that with the new month setting up, you might see this as a very nice move, where you get an early move up, you get a move all the way back, and you get sort of a double bottom around this level, and that's your perfect place to enter on a retest later on. And so there's how I'm looking at today. I'll post in trading analysis exactly what I'm going to do, because 12:30 UTC we're going to see the QRA announcement. Depending on how that comes out, that will dictate what short-term trades I look at, and also setting the frame for the next several weeks. The QRA tends to be a turning point for the market, so it might be a nothing burger today. Probably is going to be a nothing burger, because they might just announce that there's no changes. If they announce there's no changes, it's a bit like the Fed saying no cuts. It won't change the market that much. But could see a surprise, which might set up some nice trades. So that's it. GM, high time frame bullish, lower time frame. You have two ways to get in. Get in around 65.7. As you see this develop, that can either be when it starts to break here or on a retest in early August. And if we're lucky enough to get a move lower around that 64 and it holds, I think that's your best entry of all, especially if people are starting to flip themselves bearish. Because I don't see any reason here why Bitcoin bulls would not strongly buy 64. I think that's a perfect place to buy if we get it. But because of that, I'm expecting that we could very well front run that and not go to 64. GM.